Hello everyone, myself Princey Christian, and today we are going to continue our chapter Sentences of English Grammar. First of all, let us recall what we learnt in the last lecture. We begin the chapter Sentences. I gave you an idea about what a sentence is and how to form a sentence and what are the necessary requirements to form a sentence or to identify a sentence. What is a sentence? A sentence is a group of words assembled in a proper order that makes complete sense. Now, a group of words that are assembled in a proper order and that makes complete sense is known as a sentence. Now, what are those group of words? They are subject, verb, object and the other extra statement. They are used to form a sentence, but how? They have to be assembled in a proper order first, and if they make complete sense, we can say that we formed a sentence. Now, what are the other requirements or necessary details we should know about a sentence? That is, a sentence always begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. Okay, this is correct, but not fully correct, because the sentence not always ends with a full stop. Why? Because sometimes it might end with a question mark or with an exclamation mark. The ending punctuation generally depends upon what kind of sentence it is. If it is an assertive sentence or an imperative sentence, it will end with a full stop. If it is an interrogative sentence, it will end with a question mark. And if it is an exclamatory sentence, it will end with an exclamation mark. Okay. And one more thing we learnt was that the sentence always has a verb in it. Without a verb, we cannot form a sentence. Without the verb, a sentence cannot be formed. Nextly, the next topic, which was out of the book topic, that was about jumbled words, because the next topic we are going to learn is somewhat related in between sentence and jumbled words. So what did we learn about jumbled words? That a group of words that does not make any sense is known as jumbled words. That does not make complete sense, does not make any sense, is known as jumbled words. Jumbled words do not begin with capital letter. They might or they might not end with a full stop, question mark or exclamation mark. You don't have any idea if they might have a punctuation or not. They may have a punctuation or they may not have a punctuation. But one thing is for sure, they won't make any sense and they will not begin with a capital letter. So, on the basis of this, I am going to present an exercise where we are going to solve some jumbled words and convert them into sentences. So, let's begin. Exercise 1. Rewrite the words below in the correct order to form a sentence. Now, what we have to do here is that we have been given some jumbled words and we have to put it in a correct order, and then we have to form a sentence. Look, number 1, Tom wanted always all help to us, and now if we arrange this to form a sentence, then what will become? It might say, all of us always wanted to help Tom. There is a mistake in this. At the place of end there will be of. So the sentence can be, all of us always wanted to help Tom. Number 2, my spent visiting holiday Dubai. I spent my holiday visiting Dubai. See, how will it form the sentence? I is the capital letter which I took at the beginning. So I is my subject, then the verb. Spent, then the object. Holiday. I spent my holiday visiting Dubai. Number 3. Buy didn't Stephen car new. So this might convert to Stephen didn't buy a new car. Stephen didn't buy a new car. Number 4. Tammy gave they presents lots of. So this can be converted as they gave Tammy lots of presents. They gave Tammy lots of presents. Number 5. Mona work did where year last. So this can go like, where did Mona work last year? And at the end of the sentence we will put a question mark. Let us read all the 5 again. Number 1. Tom wanted always all help to us of. All of us always wanted to help Tom. Number 2. My spent visiting I holiday Dubai. I spent my holiday visiting Dubai. Number 3. Buy didn't Stephen car new. Stephen didn't buy a new car. Number 4. Tammy gave they presents lots of. They gave Tammy lots of presents. Number 5. Mona work did where year last. Where did Mona work last year? Question mark. Okay, we already did number 5. Number 6. Upset, lost, Bill, toy, A was he and. So this will be like, Bill lost a toy and he was upset. Bill lost a toy and he was upset. Bill lost a toy and he was upset. Number 7. Years ago finished university I too. This will be like, I finished university 2 years ago. I finished university 2 years ago. Number 8. Go, did, went, two girls the London. This will be like, when did the girls go to London? When did the girls go to London? We'll read it again. Mona work did where year last. Where did Mona work last year? Up number 6. Upset, lost, Bill, toy, A was he and. Bill lost a toy and he was upset. Number 7. Years ago finished university. I too. I finished university 2 years ago. Go, did, went to girls the London question mark. When did the girls go to London question mark. Next number 9. Tidy didn't Laila room her. This will be formed as Laila didn't tidy her room. Laila didn't tidy her room. Number 10. Decided Mary clean window the two. So the answer will be Mary decided to clean the window. Mary decided to clean the window. Number 11. Book bought a Larry week last. Now the sentence formed will be like this. Larry bought a book last week. Larry bought a book last week. Number 12. Go home she did. Question mark. So you have to make it as an interrogative sentence. So it will be did she go home? Question mark. Did she go home? Question mark. Again, number 9. Tidy didn't Laila room her. Laila didn't tidy her room. Number 10. Decided Mary clean window the two. Mary decided to clean the window. Number 11. Book bought a Larry week last. Larry bought a book last week. Number 12. Go home she did. Question mark. Did she go home? Question mark. Next, number 13. When I a walk for night last. So this can be like this. I went for a walk last night. I went for a walk last night. Full stop. Number 14. With didn't his Sam come? Sam didn't come with his family. Sam didn't come with his family. Again, number 13. When I a walk for night last. I went for a walk last night. Number 14. With didn't his Sam come family. Sam didn't come with his family. So this was the exercise. Now we can jump to the next topic, which is phrases. Now you might be like, what are phrases? So see here, you might have come across a group of words that makes sense but not complete sense. Now sentences are words, group of words that make complete sense. Jumbled words are group of words that do not make any sense. So phrases are group of words that make sense but not complete sense. These are known as phrases. For example, on the table, over the rainbow, for a while, against all odds. Now you see all the examples on the table means table के ऊपर. ये बात तो समझ में आई, but it is not complete sense. It is not making complete sense. Over the rainbow, rainbow के ऊपर से. Got it? These all make sense but not complete sense. So they are not sentences. What are they called? They are called phrases. These group of words do have meanings. They make sense but not completely. Like I said, the group of words for the example we use, they have meanings. They make sense but not completely. So such group of words are known as phrases. As we know, we need a subject and a verb to be perfectly assembled to form a sentence. To form a sentence will require a subject and a verb to be perfectly assembled to form a sentence. But phrases do not have subject or verb. Phrases do not have subject or verb. But we can turn a phrase into a sentence by just adding some words to it. But there is no issue with it. If we have a phrase, we can convert a phrase into a sentence by just adding some of the words. For example, the first phrase was on the table. So I converted it to a sentence by adding the book. The book is the subject. The book was on the table, and was is used here as a helping verb. The book was on the table. Number second was over the rainbow. So here it is. He knew it was over the rainbow. Number 3, for a while. So here I added I waited. I waited for a while. Number 4th one, against all odds. He won the challenge against all odds. Now did you notice a change? Did you notice something? That when these phrases were just phrases, they had meaning, they made sense but not completely. But after adding a subject and a verb to it, they make complete sense. And now they are sentences. See, the book was on the table. Number 2, he knew it was over the rainbow. Number 3, I waited for a while. Number 4, he won the challenge against all odds. Now we have got exercise 2. Tick the group of words which are sentences and put a cross against those which are not. So this is a simple exercise. What we have to do is we have to read this group of words. If they are making sense, then they are if they are making complete sense, then they are sentences. And if they do not make any sense or make incomplete sense, they are either jumbled words or phrases. So what we have to do is we have been given a column. Over there we have to tick it if it is a sentence, and we have to cross it if it is not a sentence. So let's begin. Number 1, at the right time. Now is it a sentence? It begins with a capital letter, okay. It ends with a full stop, okay. But does it make complete sense? No. Why? Because it does not have any subject or verb. So what are the group of words without subject and verb known as? They are phrases. So this is not a sentence. So what I will do? I will put a cross. Number 2, a piece of cheese. See again, this is not a sentence, this is a phrase. Why? Because it does not have any subject or verb. It is making incomplete sense. A piece of cheese. Incomplete sense means it is a phrase. So again I will put a cross. Number 3. What a stupid story you have told me. Exclamation mark. तुमने तो मुझे कितनी stupid सी story सुनाई है. Does this group of word makes complete sense? Yes, it does. So this is a sentence. So I will put a tick mark in the east direction. But what about it? Does it make complete sense? No. Does it have a subject? No. Does it have a verb? No. So a group of words without subject and verb is known as a phrase. So here also I will put cross. Next, number 5. I was tired of listening to the same music. It begins with a capital letter. Yes. Ends with a full stop. Yes. Has a subject. Yes. The subject is I. Has a verb. Yes, listening. So, is this a sentence? Yes, this is a sentence. So, I will put a tick mark. Number 6. Stand up. Is it a sentence? No. So, here I will put cross. Number 7. I did not like it. Does it have a subject? Yes, I. Does it have a verb? Yes, like. Does it begin with a capital letter? Yes. Does it end with a full stop? Yes. So this is a sentence. So I will put a tick mark. Number 8. At the station. Does it have a subject? No. Does it begin with a capital letter? Yes. Does it have a verb? No. Does it end with a full stop? Yes. So this is a phrase. So we will put a cross. Number 9. Come. It is only one word. A one word cannot be a sentence. So this is not a sentence. So I'll put a cross. Number 10. With me. Only 2 words. Can 2 words form a sentence? No. We require a subject, a verb and an object to form a sentence. So this is not a sentence. So I'll put a cross. Number 11. Is it a sword? Question mark. So this is a sentence. Here I will put a tick mark. Number 12. Swimming is a good exercise. Does this statement make a sense? Yes, it makes complete sense. So this is also a sentence. So I'll put a tick mark. Number 13. Melapur, Chennai is in. Can you understand the meaning here? No. Why? Because the words are jumbled. So this is not a sentence. These are jumbled words. So what I will do? I will put a cross. Number 14. Plastic cups. Can 2 words form a sentence? No. So this is not a sentence. So again I will put a cross. Number 15. Grace is 17 years old. Sentence. It is a sentence. Why? Because it has a subject Grace. It begins with a capital letter G. Okay. It ends with a full stop. Got it? So this is a sentence and it makes complete sense. So I will put a tick mark. Number 16. Wet and green lawn. Does it make sense? Yes. But does it make complete sense? No. So this is not a sentence. This is a phrase. So I will put a cross. Number 17. Far away from Nilima's house. Does it make sense? Yes, but does it make complete sense? No. So this is a phrase. So again I will put a cross. Number 18. Light paperweight. Can two words form a sentence? No. So this is not a sentence. So we will put a cross. Number 19. One of Sankuram's parrots is dead. Does it have a subject? Yes. Does it have an object? Yes. Does it have a verb? Yes. Does it begin with a capital letter? Yes. Does it end with a full stop? Yes. So this is a sentence. So here we will put a tick mark. Last one, number 20. Into the tub. Can two or three words form a sentence? Does this statement have a subject or verb? No, they don't. This makes sense but not complete sense. So this is not a sentence. What is it? It is a phrase. So what we will do? We will put a cross here. So children, this was all in today's video. Today we discussed about phrases. We learned how to convert jumbled words into sentences, and we learned the difference between sentences, jumbled words and phrases. Now what is your today's homework? Your today's homework is that you have to solve exercise 1 and exercise 2 in your notebook first of all. Secondly, there is an exercise 3 which is that you have to convert the phrases into sentences. So you saw exercise number 2, right? So उसमें से जितने भी phrases हैं ना, उन phrases को convert करना है sentences में. That will be your exercise 3. So total you have 3 homework: exercise 1, exercise 2 and exercise 3. I hope you got the concept, beta. If any query, we'll discuss in the next lecture. Till then, bye-bye.